Hi guys, my name is Antos, and last week I did a video sort of in general talking about different lenses that you can use for for your film or video production, and sort of especially for beginners kind of information, what type of choices are out there, what are sort of probably like the best kind of lenses to choose from and stuff like that. To watch that video, just follow the links in the description of this video or go to my website at tomantosfilms.com. And now today I wanted to talk about these lenses that allow you to do some cool optical sort of special effects right in your camera. The lenses I'm going to be talking about are from Lensbaby. They can be used for still photography and video. And they're basically, the main feature of them is the tilt shift focus that it allows you to do. So for example, you can basically loosen up this lens up here and you can rotate it. And you can basically throw a part of your image in or out of focus. And what's cool about these lenses is that there's a whole set of these that allow you to create a lot of cool different effects. And they're fairly inexpensive as compared to most tilt shift lenses out there, which are, like I said, very expensive, but also they're just really hard to come by. So if it's something that you want to sort of get into an experiment, which I would recommend, that it really creates a cool sort of a visual style and gives just a unique look to your videos, then Lensbaby is I think a perfect way to get into doing these kind of optical effects. And I would recommend getting the Lensbaby Composer Pro. They also have a few other, basically it's like a mount. They have a few different other mounts in there that are more suited for still photography and stuff like that. But I think the Lensbaby Composer Pro, what's good about it is that it allows you, basically you have two rings. So one allows you to adjust the tension of basically this, and it has like a little ball swivel mount that allows you to tilt your lens in all these directions. And you can just easily adjust the tension of that. And then you have another ring here in the front which allows you to adjust your focus. Now this Composer Pro, it's basically what allows you to put the actual optics into that. And you can use all kinds of optics that Lensbaby sells. And also the Composer Pro comes with different camera mounts. So this one, for example, is a Canon EF mount. So I can use it up here on my Canon 7D. Just put it on like this, and I have my double glass optic in there already. So I'm ready to start taking shots. And then, like I said, you can take out the actual double glass optic and you can put in other sort of optics into there, or combine different things in there to create different effects, which I'll show you. And now, before I get into any more of the details of how you use these lenses and kind of effects that you can achieve, I just wanted to show you some videos that I've done using the Lensbabies, for example. So the first video you're going to see up here is actually the short little film I did using just the Lensbaby Composer Pro and the double glass optic. And if you guys want to watch the whole thing, just click anywhere on the screen or follow the links in the description of the video, and then you can come back here and watch the rest of this tutorial.
Of light and dark. But why? Why those moments and not others? They're all just emotions. Child doesn't remember the latest gadget.
I also did a whole music video using just these two optics, which are the Sweet 35 and the Edge 80 optic, and I shot the whole video on the Sony NEX5R. Here's a quick sort of snippet of the music video. So if you guys want to see the rest of that music video, just follow again the link in the description of this video or go to my website at tomantosfilms.com. Now first I'm going to talk about the first short film that I showed you guys. That was shot entirely on the Canon 7D and the Lensbaby Composer Pro with this double glass optic that I have already inside there. And what's cool about this, basically, this double glass optic, is that it's like a 50mm focal length lens. And it basically gives you a spot focus, meaning that only one spot in your whole image is going to be in focus, and then the rest of it will sort of just go off into this really cool sort of a blur effect. Now that basically allows you to also kind of sometimes fake almost this very shallow depth of field, but it also just, like I said, it creates this sort of very selective focus, in your shot, which worked great for my film, because in my film, all I really wanted to show is people's faces and their expressions, and everything else I kind of just, I thought it didn't matter. It was all about the thoughts and the emotions. And now, unlike traditional lenses, this one doesn't actually have an aperture in it, meaning you can add, close down the aperture and sort of let in less light into it. So this lens is actually equivalent of a 2 f-stop lens, so it's a pretty fast, 50mm lens. But the way that the Lensbaby sort of operates with it is when you buy this, you get this sort of Lensbaby tool up here that comes with it. The tool has, on one end, has this little magnetic tip, which allows you to basically change out these apertures that actually come with it. And then here, when you open it, you have the different apertures. So you physically have to actually change those apertures. So literally what they are they're just basically different rings with different size opening, and it's going to be marked up here. Like this one, for example, is f5.6, and so on, f2.8, etc. And let's say if you want to put that into the camera, you can just drop it, or you can use this little tool and you pick it up here, and then you just put it into the camera here. And that's it. So that's how you swap out and change the f-stop in it. And now the cool thing about the fact that you actually have to physically change out the aperture rings is that you can put in a custom basically aperture rings into it, and you can get some really cool effects in the blurred parts of your image. So for example, if you buy something like this, which is the Creative Aperture Kit, this basically comes with different, as you can see, different aperture rings that are pre-cut to different shapes. Like for example, here I have this little heart one, and you basically do the same thing as you did with the other aperture rings. You just grab it and you put it into the camera here. And then what that will do is when you look at the actual image, the parts that are the highlighted parts of your image that are out of focus, when normally they would just have a rounded sort of out of focus shape. Now if you put in for example this little heart shape aperture, and then for example you go out of focus in your shot, you're going to see that those highlights are actually going to take on the shape of your aperture. The same thing if you were, for example, to put in some of the other shapes, like for example these sort of squiggly lines. And on top of that, you can also create your own apertures. Basically, you can cut out any kind of shapes that you want to do. So you can actually buy these blank templates from Lensbaby, and you can cut out your own shapes. Or you can even literally, if you want, you can even just take a piece of paper, like black, thick paper, or probably best would be to take like those little fridge magnets, and you can just cut out the circle and then whatever shape you want inside there. And because it's a magnet, it's going to automatically stick to the lens there, the opening. So you can get some pretty cool sort of, again, optical effects that way. Now, like I was saying before, this double glass optic is a 50mm focal length. But you can, for example, if you want to zoom out or zoom in a little bit, you can change that by using these adapters. Again, this is an accessory kit you can get from Lensbaby, and this one, for example, is a 1.6 telephoto adapter, which will effectively convert your 50mm lens here into an 80mm lens. And all you do is you just simply screw it on top of it, and that's it. And then the same thing for if you want to change this into a 30mm wide-angle lens. Again, you have this wide-angle converter here. And also, Lensbaby produces other optics that you can basically swap out and put into your Lensbaby Composer Pro. So like I said, this one came with the double glass optic, which I just thought was the best kind of suited lens for this short film that I was doing. But for example, you can get their single glass optic. They have a plastic lens, for example, or they have even like this really cool pinhole lens optic, which creates those kind of pinhole camera effects like you would see in those old photos. So there's a lot of cool little things that you can sort of get in and sort of experiment with. And what's cool, like I said, is that they're fairly inexpensive. Like I said, really the most expensive thing is going to be the Lensbaby Composer Pro, which is like sort of think of it as your mount, and then all the other optics that you add on top of it are fairly inexpensive, and you can sort of build your collection, your Lensbaby collection you can sort of add up to it slowly over time. And now for that music video that I showed you guys, I ended up using this Lensbaby Pro FX kit, which you see up here. It also comes with a carrying bag for it. And what's really cool about it is that these are these kind of different optics, which are a lot more like I would say like normal lenses, because they actually have a built-in aperture ring in them. So you no longer have to physically swap out these these little aperture rings. Now the only thing is you cannot then use those cool sort of like I said, custom shape apertures in it, but it allows you to quickly, like I said, to quickly sort of adjust your aperture in your lens. So this one is the Sweet 35, which is a 35mm lens, and just like with older optics, like I said, you take your Lensbaby Composer Pro and you just mount the lens inside it here. Now, once it's inside, it kind of works just like all the other Lensbaby optics. You use this ring here to focus, and then again you use up here to adjust your shift focus of your lens. And this one comes with the Sony NEX mount, because like I said, I shot the whole music video on the Sony NEX 5R camera. And then this other optic that comes with this kit is the Edge 85, which is an 80mm lens. Looks like this. Again, it has a built-in aperture, so you can adjust it here. And the different sort of main difference is that this one is, if you just center it, dead center in your Lensbaby Composer Pro, then it will just simply act like as an 80mm lens, a really good fast 80mm lens. This one opens all the way up to f2.8. And now I actually ended up, enjoying sort of, using all these different Lensbaby optics so much that I reached out to the company and I got a really cool deal for you guys. So if you're actually interested in getting this Lensbaby Pro FX kit, you can get $100 off right now if you follow the links in the description of this video, or go to my website and just enter a special promo code, which is TomAntos100. And like I said, you'll be able to get this Pro FX kit. And it's a limited time offer though. It's only active till the end of April, so make sure you guys if you're thinking of getting into this kind of stuff, you guys go there and get it before the offer runs out. And like I said, you'll end up getting the Lensbaby Composer Pro with it, the Edge 80 optic, the Sweet 35, and it also comes with these macro converters, a 16 and an 8mm, which you can use individually or combine them together. A carrying case and all that stuff. And then, like I said, because you're already gonna have the Composer Pro, you can then get these, for example, the double glass optic, or these wide angle or telephoto converters, things like that, and just sort of build on top of your collection. So again, it's a really good deal if you guys are thinking of like I said, just trying the stuff out for yourself. If you guys are interested in finding out more information about the Lensbaby optics, or if you want to see my short film or the music video I did in its full length, plus some cool photos that I end up taking using the Lensbaby optics, this way you can sort of compare and see what effects you can get both in videos and in still photography, then go to my website at tomantosfilms.com. There I'm also going to provide you all the information how you can get the $100 discount off the Lensbaby Pro FX kit. And also, just if you want to get in touch with me, or just find out, like I said, in general, information about my other films, tutorials, that kind of stuff, again, it's tomantosfilms.com. Anyways, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed this week's tutorial, and I'll see you next time.